Hello friends, welcome to the Homestead. With the coming growing and harvest seasons ahead of us, I've been putting some time into researching different ways to get more nutrition into our family's diet. We have quite a few food intolerances, and it can be a bit tricky to make sure we are all getting the nutrients we need with our restricted diets. All this research has ultimately led me down the path of examining the foods we already grow and store to see if there's any way to increase their nutritional value, to get more bang for our buck. We already ferment a good portion of the produce we grow and eat foods in their most natural state as often as possible, but I knew there was more that could be done. There was one thing I had been putting off. The idea of it seemed like a hassle and a time burden on my already busy life. That one thing being soaking and sprouting our grains. I'm here to tell you it's not as big of a deal as you might think. The soaking and sprouting of grains is not a new concept. We see evidence of soaking and fermenting grains as far back as the ancients in India, Europe, and even Latin America. However, China is generally recognized as the first to intentionally sprout grains and legumes. They instinctively knew that sprouting produced a higher nutrition value in their food. Before I get too far ahead of myself, I wanted to let you know that step-by-step instructions for sprouting your own grain are in the description box below. You see, grains have something called anti-nutrients. These are the glutens, lectins, and phytates naturally found in grain. These anti-nutrients block the ability for your body to absorb important nutrients such as calcium, magnesium, iron, copper, vitamin C, and vitamin B from the grains you eat. Some resources say that you can absorb up to 500% more vitamin C from a sprouted grain than from their non-sprouted counterpart. Soaking and sprouting grains breaks down those anti-nutrients I mentioned, freeing the nutrients to be readily absorbed by your body. Another added benefit is that sprouting your grains activates enzymes in the grain that begin to break down and pre-digest the starches, making it easier for our bodies to digest them. And yes, this includes the gluten. So those of you that are sensitive to gluten may be able to handle small amounts of sprouted gluten-containing grains in your diet, such as spelt, an ancient grain which has a naturally lower amount of gluten. As a side note, the gluten level can be diminished even more by using a sourdough process. Let me know in the comments if that's a topic of interest to you, and I'll add it to my list for future videos. Sprouted grains can be used in place of their unsprouted counterparts in all your favorite whole grain recipes. Once ground into a flour, they make great bread, pancakes, and muffins. I've even seen the whole sprouted grain used as a nutrient-dense topping for salads and other dishes. Although in those cases, you'll most likely want to forego the dehydrating step of the process, or risk chipping a tooth. And just in case you're wondering, no, I don't always use a hand mill to grind my flour. I'll be the first to admit that while sprouting grain is not time-consuming, grinding grain by hand definitely is. A blender or electric grinder would be a much faster option. I do, however, believe that everyone should have a hand mill in their homes and know how to use it for the sake of preparedness. I pull my Wonder Mill out a few times a year for a good workout and to make sure that everything is still in working order. If you've enjoyed hanging out with me in the kitchen today, then check out this playlist for more food-related videos. Thank you for joining me today. May the Lord bless you and keep you.